Hey, welcome back. We're on week 4, day 4. Let's get busy. Alright, today's bell work, you should have 4-4 at the top. That's week 4, day 4. And here we go. Most people are nice. Alright, capitalize the M. People is misspelled. It should be P-E-O-P-L-E. R is okay. And nice needs a lowercase n, not a capital. Most people are nice and put a period. Alright. Whoop. Cursive. M-O-S-T. People are nice. Here we go. Alright, on to the math. Alright. 609 plus 328. Chop, chop. Alright. 7, 3, and 9. 937. 537 plus 109. 6, 4, 6. 646. Alright. Subtraction. 9 minus 8 is 1. No borrowing on that. Borrow from the 6. We have to borrow on that one. 0 becomes 10. 10 minus 2 is 8. And 5 minus 3 is 2. 281. Alright. Borrow from 3. 3 becomes 2. 7 becomes 17. 17 minus 9 is 8. Bring down 2. 2 minus 0 is 2. And 5 minus 1 is 4. 428. Alright. 42 times 7. Old school. 2 times 7 is 14. Carry the 1. 7 times 4 is 28. Plus 1. 29. New school. 7 times 40 is 280. And 2 times 7 is 14. 294. Alright. 80 times 50, well, you can do 8 times 0 is 0. 8 times 5 is 40. 400. 32 times 7. 2 times 7 is 14. Carry the 1. 7 times 3 is 21. Plus 1. 22. 7 times 30. 210. 2 times 7 is 14. 224. Same as the top, so we know we got it right. Alright. 66 times 6. 6 times 6 is 36. Carry the 3. 6 times 6, 36 again. Plus 3. 39. New school. 6 times 60. Well, that gives us 360. And 6 times 6 is 36. 6, 9, 396. 396. Alright, 2 times 9, 18. Carry the 1. 9 times 3 is 27. 27 plus 1 is 28. Old school. Now to the new school. 9 times 30 is 270. 2 times 9 is 18. 8, 8, 2. 288, 288. They match up. We are right. Alright. Ooh, division. Alright, 42 divided by 7 is 6. 6 times 7 is 42. 25 divided by 5 is 5. 5 times 5 is 25. 50 divided by 5 is 10. 10 times 5 is 50. 20 divided by 4 is 5. 5 times 4 is 20. 16 divided by 4 is 4. 4 times 4 is 16. Boy, our sheets are getting cut off, aren't they? Alright, well, sorry about that. Let's see what we can do. This is supposed to be a 2, and this is a 10, I'm assuming. Alright, to get from 2 to 10, we have to multiply by 5. Alright, what would we have to multiply by 5 to get 5? Well, that would be 1. So 1/2 is equivalent to 5/10. Alright, 3 something equals 6 something. Ugh. Well, you know, since you don't have that, I'll just give you an example of one. Let's make this a 6. So to get from 3 to 6, we'd have to multiply by 2. 3 times 2 is 6. And so that means 6 times 2 would be 12. 3 6 is equivalent to 6 12. You don't have to do the last one if you didn't do it. Don't worry about it. But if you get a sheet in the future and, you know, if you can't read it, then I guess you don't have to do it, right? Freebie, right? It's not your fault if you can't read the numbers. So sorry about that. It's just the way they print it off. All right, so that's our. Tomorrow is week 4, day 5, which means Friday. All right. On to our reading. All right. So get with the partner. You can do a reading fluency. All right, and try and beat your score. You got the sounds of the waves in the back there. Pause that. All right, so get with your partner, get your paper ready. Remember that word is Prometheus. We can break that into 3 parts. The pro, the me, and theus. Prometheus brings fire to humans. Make sure you read these top up here. Try and beat your score. All right, are you ready? Get set and go. Got 1 minute. Thirty seconds. Ten seconds. And stop. Circle the last word you got, and put the score on the second box there underneath your Tuesday score. Hopefully you have a bigger number on your second score than you did on your first. If not, hey, this is practice, right? Alrighty. So go ahead and pause it if you want to work that all out. Otherwise I'm gonna move on to the next part. All right, so for today's reading, you're gonna look for these questions as you do the reading yourself. Okay, it says reread the passage and answer the questions. Well, these are the questions that you're gonna be looking for. Okay, the answers. All right. How does Prometheus describe humans to Zeus? Number 2, what does Prometheus want to do to help humans? And number 3, list some ways Prometheus thinks fire will help improve the lives of humans. And then number 4, what is the theme of this story? Okay. All right. Here we go. I'm going to read the whole thing. Go ahead and follow along as I read. And feel free to mark down in the reading as I read to help you answer some of those questions. Here we go. Prometheus brings fire to humans. The cast is the narrator. So this is a play, okay? Prometheus, Zeus, Human 1, Human 2, and Scene 1. So we are reading a play here, okay? All right. The setting. Setting is where the story takes place, right? All right, the setting is Mount Olympus, the home of the ancient Greek gods. Zeus sits on a throne in the middle of the stage. There is a fireplace with a roaring fire in it. To his left, Prometheus enters. Zeus says, Prometheus, welcome to my throne room. I trust everything is good. Prometheus says, I'm afraid not, Lord Zeus. I have been to Earth and live among the people. They are miserable. They live in caves and eat raw meat. When winter comes, they die of cold and starvation. I would like to ask you to share fire with them. I believe it would help them keep warm and cook their meat. Zeus replies, absolutely not. If humans have fire, they might become strong and wise like the gods. They could force us from our kingdom. I am happy to keep them cold and uninformed. That way we gods can rule the world unthreatened and happy. Prometheus says under his breath, but I am not a god, I am a titan. If you will not help them, I will. And he exits. Interesting story. All right, second page. The narrator. Now remember, the narrator is kind of like somebody who's telling the story. All right. Prometheus wanted to do something to help humans. One day, walking along the seashore, he found a reed sticking out of the water. It was soft and dry on the inside, perfect for carrying fire. So Prometheus traveled to the end of the earth, where the morning sun lives, and touched his reed to the fires that light the sun. Then he quickly returned to his homeland, so he could share the fire with the humans he knew. Now there's a new setting, a new place where the story takes place. Prometheus is standing outside of a cave with some humans dressed in animal furs. Prometheus says, look, and he touches his reed to a pile of sticks and a fire lights. I have brought you the secret to your empowerment. This is the fire that will change your life. The human one says, what do we do with it? Prometheus answers, you can use it to cook meat or to keep warm. It will let you leave your caves to experience the world. When you are warm and well fed, it is much easier to do anything you want. The second human says, why would you do this for us? Prometheus answers, I know how hard it is to live someplace that doesn't seem to want you. It is important to me that, given the chance, I can help you become the creatures I know you must become. I only ask that you also help those less fortunate when you have the chance. The narrator says, the humans agreed to Prometheus' request. Then they began to slow the process of bringing about a world in which they could live in happiness without suffering. So remember to answer these questions. Remember, a theme is kind of like, what's the moral of the story? What's the author trying to teach you? What's the lesson learned? Okay, and you might find that, I'll give you a little hint in this last part here. Okay? All right, so that's your work for today. Good work. Now on to Pearson and story time. Alrighty, we're almost done. Got a little beachy thing. All right, here we go. Boy, this story's getting really good. I like the mysterious city full of skeletons. All right, Chapter 9. The palace was a sight to behold. Even in its current decrepit state, it had an aura of grandness. The doors, long since rotted off their hinges, revealed a formal hall that led to the rooms within. Jack surveyed the entrance. They weren't going to be as well protected here as he had hoped. What had once been a solid, sturdy structure was now almost rocking in the storm. The wind howled through cracks in the boulders and bricks and moaned down the hallways. It was difficult to see more than a few feet ahead or above through the gloom of the storm. Large sheets of spiderwebs rippled in corners, and dead vines made eerie, stretching noises on the floor. Ornate trees and flowers were carved into the floor's giant flagstones. Rectangular, decorated warriors danced and fought. In the middle was a giant plaque of a god with a feathered headdress. The hard word. Quetzalcoatl, we'll say. I don't trust this, Tumen said, motioning toward a carving on the floor of the palace. This is the mark of an Aztec god. Oh, good, Jack said. That means we're on the right track. And then the floor fell away. Tumen yelled and pitched into the giant pit that had opened up. Fitzwilliam lunged forward and grabbed Tumen's arms, but the boy's weight and momentum was too much. Fitzwilliam slid over the floor and was pulled to the edge of the pit. Jack threw himself to the ground and grabbed Fitzwilliam's ankles. It wasn't enough. Jean grabbed onto Jack's legs, but they were all still being dragged toward the bottom of the pit. Jack's skin scraped against the flagstones. He tried to grind his feet into the floor, but it didn't help. "I'm slipping," Tooman cried. One of his arms slipped out of Fitzwilliam's grasp. The sudden jerk pulled him all down another few feet. Fitzwilliam was yanked over the side. His face scraped against the ledge as he went, leaving a smear on the stone. Jean threw Constance aside, apologizing to her, and threw himself on top of Jack. But it still wasn't enough. "Arabella," Jack called out. "Rip off your skirt." "What?" she demanded, shocked. "Just the outer one," he said in exasperation. "Tie it around that column and grab onto Jean." Without a second thought, Arabella did as he said, tearing her outer skirt in as a large piece as possible. She then wrapped it around the base of a crumbled column and tied it back around her waist. She grabbed onto Jean. Constance scowled unhelpfully. Finally, the descent into the pit was stopped. Jack's head was over the edge, and he could see past